Give it a few revs. Fast car. It's a fast car, people. Yeah. And they claimed 183. Feels like it'd do it. Tyres. Another smash and grab video about a car coming soon to collecting cars. I don't need to introduce what it is. You can see what it is. You know it's a Lamborghini Countach. The ultimate 80s posters car needs no introduction. This, to many, is the least pretty of the Countaches. It's an anniversary, 25th anniversary, launched in 1988, I think, at the Monza Grand Prix. Anyhow, forget those bits. It's a massively significant car, and this one has done virtually no miles. So think of it as being pretty much brand new. It's white, with the red interior piped white. And you're quite correct, I should be spilling out of it, Wolf of Wall Street style, absolutely shit-faced having come back from the golf club, but that wasn't advised today. We've got basically a 4-valve Countach running fuel injection, about 455 horsepower. This starts on the button. We're going to drive it in a minute, which is quite special. Don't normally drive these things. The bodywork, it's a well-known secret now that all of this slightly controversial add-on bodywork, which is all for cooling and aerodynamic reasons, was designed by a man called Horacio Pagani, who went on to have a little bit of success himself in this marketplace. Gorgeous split rim, OZ, alloy wheels. Have a look inside. This I love, right? Come, go around that side, open that door up. There's a little button under there, some good test for the cameraman. Feel that button there? Oh, look at that! In she comes. Right, look at this flap here. Put your camera in here. Electric seats. Look at those. Those are my tissues, forget those. I mean, the interior is how I imagine Paul Raymond's private bathroom might look like, you know? It's pretty full on, but nothing's really shrunk too badly. It smells very expensive, the leather's lovely. I mean, if you want to indulge your 80s supercar fantasies, this is the way to do it, isn't it? £2,300 is the maximum weight. These were quite heavy cars. You'll notice that from the steering, which is almost unturnable at low speeds. We're probably thicker than 1,500 kilograms at this. Come to the back, and we've got some controversial bits here. So the lights were changed, and it had this big sort of cowl that came onto the back lights. You can see this must have been America at some point because it's got the reflectors on the sides. I mean, come on. I need you to get to a rear tyre. Come to a rear tyre, because we've got Pirelli Cinturato P7. That's the coolest looking writing ever on the side of a tyre. Don't let anyone tell you otherwise. Come to the back of the tyre. I'm asking a lot of the camera here. Come to the back of the tyre and look at the width of it. That's part of the reason why you buy a Countach. I mean, is it too low miles to drive? It's the lowest miles, best condition one I've ever seen. It's absolutely stunning. Drink it in. That wing produces probably 0 downforce, but it is the most famous wing on any car ever, therefore it deserves to be there. I'll stop gassing on the static object now and we'll go for a drive. Wait till you hear how quickly this thing starts up, because it's fuel injected, it is instant. Right, there we go. So, fly-off handbrake goes. Don't really need any throttle to get going. 5.2 litre V12. It's wide as well, but watch out. See that hip there? You don't see both hips in the mirrors. Both electric mirrors work. Even the little light for the ashtray works. There's a clip of me maybe driving a Countach in a spirited fashion on the internet. It's become a bit of a gif, I think. It's owned by a friend of yours and mine who might have had an involvement in Evo magazine. It feels really potent straight away. Now, a Testarossa, they claimed, had 390 back in the day. This has 450. The Testarossa claim is being liberal. It's not 390. I think these are conservative. Seat very tight round my ample hips. I'm in a sea of red leather. It's just 80s excess done to perfection. All of the switchgear is haphazard and ridiculous. I've got warning lights down here that are quite important that I can only see if I look down underneath the wheel. Air vents and stuff are sort of scattered around the cabin. I've got a reverse lockout that's got a mind of its own. Both electric mirrors work, but you know what, it feels potent to me. Tiny little wheel. Once you're up and running, you've got this really Gorgeous steering feel. Weights up. The wheel's too small. It should be a much bigger steering wheel than this. Listen to that noise. What I don't want to do, to be cruel to one of my favourite people on the planet, is do a paddy. Because that wouldn't be cool. I might make the news about it. Let's try fourth gear. 4,100 kilometres. Do you know what? Days like these I feel like a really lucky boy to get to drive something this rare. How many of these are there that have done so few miles, kilometres? Let's nerd out on the fact that the anniversary, controversially, is easily the most common of all the Countaches. I think a good percentage of production, like over 600 of these are made, I think, out of a total production of what? Not that much more than 1,000 Countaches ever made. So it is the most popular one. Lamborghini really knew how to make an engine. When I used to read car magazines, I always assumed that Ferrari had the superior engines. They didn't back then. This is smooth, the noise is expensive, powerful. I've got a climate control thing here that don't trust for a minute. Gear shift is magnificent. Do you know what I do if I own this car? This is scandalous. I just have it, I have the wing off it, I take the body kit off it and I just run it, make it look like a 4-valve 5000. Because I do find the look a bit controversial. If you've got a lineup, this is the one, isn't it? Good Lord. I'm sitting at just the height, so I can't see any of the speedometer where you'd actually want to see it, between about 60 and 100 miles an hour. You can't see any of that. There's a random sort of leather patch there, I don't know what that is for. Heroically stupid inside in terms of logic. There we go. Little blip on a downshift. Can you hear the toe in it? Can you? Yes, you can. You can. Being fuel injected, I think it's a K-Jet car. Just find its idle again. Electric window. What's this? That's your last. That's the window. And up she goes again. What's really disconcerting about it is that quite often you look to your right, because it's such a disaster with reflections and shadows, this interior. You think there are cars overtaking you or really close to you, because what's going on there is whipping past you here in a kind of projector screen image of road traffic opposite you. I want to be DiCaprio, pissed up, about to drive to that nursery scene with Margot Robbie. Am I allowed to say that? I think we're all allowed to say that, aren't we? Water temp is good. We have fuel. We have oil temp now. Third gear. Gearbox is lovely. It's heavy, you know. It's one of the great looking and feeling levers. It's just right shape. It's like a sort of cobra's head. What I will say about the anniversary is when you're in it, you can't see it. Perfect. A car to be driven. Give it a few reps. Fast car. It's a fast car, people. Yeah. And they claimed 183. Feels like you to do it. There is my ode to this car. It's coming soon to collecting cars. It's absurd. Makes you realise that part of the charm of these cars is them being bad. If you make them too good, everyone should drive a 5 Series. Shouldn't be good. It should be bad, but not to the point where it actually gets in the way of having fun. Oh. V12. It's a top trumps car. And if you've got a lineup of Lamborghinis, you're lucky enough to, this deserves the space in it. Now, we're just popping back into the V-Manager, which is one of our finest partners. So if you want to sell your car on collector cars, and you don't want someone that looks like me to come and kick tyres or see where you live, then this is a really good solution, actually. I'm going to stop and show you one last thing about this car that's really important. Okay, I'm going to stop here. This, more than anything, shows that not only are supercars from this era about managed badness, they're about having a sense of humour. This is the, you see these sunvisors thing here, it's one on the passenger side. If I pull it down, you can pull this out, which is a separate mirror. What would you do with this mirror? What could be, I mean, They're just having a laugh, aren't they? The whole thing is theatre. A pleasure to drive. For sale soon on Collecting Cars.